Good morning and welcome back to the Flint Hill WPTV broadcast remotely from my home again. My name again is Miss Bates. It's good to see you again this morning. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, March the 20th, 2020. And today's also a very special day. Today is World Down Syndrome Day. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But I want to get the day started with us saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And I've also got another special little thing for you that I think you're going to find very familiar. And we're also going to talk about how that came to pass after it happens. So get ready. At this time, I'd like for you to stand, attention, salute, and pledge. Thank you, and you may be seated. I hope you enjoyed that, boys and girls, family members, parents, community, staff. A little familiarity and normalcy to what we do pretty much so every day at Flint Hill. This particular video that you just saw are actual Flint Hill students. They're from the 4th and the 5th grade. We did this earlier in the year. I want to say it was like in maybe September we did this. This was an idea that we'd been pondering for quite some time, Miss Rebholz and Miss Ellis and myself. We have a student, Blair, who wanted to be on the Flint Hill News Show when she comes to the 5th grade. And she's not in the 5th grade yet. But her mom is Miss Rebholz, and she said, I've got the inside scoop, so I want to be one of the students that stand outside and do the pledge or the national anthem. Well, those were not Flint Hill students with the video that we were using. So we had here it comes from a 3rd grader. Why doesn't Flint Hill have their own? So with the music department and with the honor chorus and with the WPTV crews and with our amazing administration, we were able to accomplish this. And I think it's really great. It's really special to us. I hope we can keep this up next year and make a new one. That would really be great. The kids are just really amazing. If you just give them the opportunity to voice their opinions and give ideas, you would really be surprised at what we can do. Our normal broadcast, I know you're not able to see that. We've added to that this year because of the students. It's not because of anything that the sponsors are doing. They come up with some great ideas. And they've just been awesome. I really miss them. I miss Miss Ellis and Miss Rebholz being here with me. They can keep me in line more so than what I do by myself. So I really need that. I hope we're back in school soon because we really do miss you guys. But I wanted to before I get off the subject, let me move on. Today's weather is mostly sunny with a high of 78 and a low of 58. I think it's going to be a beautiful day, guys. Get outside, have some fun, and just enjoy. I wanted to have several shout outs that I need to give to our actual staff at Flint Hill who have come up with some things that were really great. So parents, please listen up. Miss Luker reached out to me yesterday, and I have a link that I've added to the Flint Hill website under COVID-19 instructional plan, and it's on the left side. It's if you would like to write letters, draw pictures, or something for our military. Memorial Day is just around the corner, and I'm sure they would love to get some cards and pictures and things like that from us. There's a link there that gives you more information. Ms. Luker also volunteered that if you want to send the letters to her, and a great way to do that, boys and girls, especially my 4th and 5th graders, because I know you know how to do this, go to Office 365, use Word, and you will be able to type your letter, and you can share it with Miss Luker, and it will go to her email. And again, her email is on the information on the website if that's something that you would like to do. And I'd love to see Flint Hill really participate in that. Now, is that just something that the boys and girls can do? Nope. Our community can do this. Our staff can do this. It's open to everyone. So thank you, Miss Luker. Also, Miss Christopher reached out to me, and she has sent me a video of her as a guest reader, and I think you're really going to like her video. I think it's going to be familiar to maybe 2nd grade, but the rest of the grades probably are not too familiar with this. That'll be coming later on next week. Miss Irwin reached out and was talking about how great abcmouse.com is. It's a free program right now while we're under the remote learning for our country. Check that out, parents. Help your kids with that. Miss Gravitt reached out to me again yesterday. She gave me some more information, and I've posted that on the Flint Hill website. Parents, if you're listening, if you have concerns or if you think your students are in need of anything about this situation that we're going through right now in our country, I've put there the two counselor, Miss Gravitt and Miss Summers' email addresses. They said they are both willing to help, and they're there and they're available for our students. Please reach out to them if you need help explaining things to your students. And also the links on the Newton County website, which is right there where I put that information. They are great ideas, great explanations. We are here to help you, parents. Thank you to everyone that's called to check on me to see if I was okay. I really do appreciate it. I'm not that great at that. I think about you guys all the time, and you're in my thoughts, but I get busy and I forget to reach out myself. But I really do appreciate everybody who has reached out to me and has told me how great they think this remote broadcast is and how they look forward to it. And I've even had some that have emailed me and say, when is it going to be out? Because I was running late yesterday with it. So I'm trying to do better today. Thank you. Just keeping this information going so we can keep everybody informed. And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn this over to our guest. I have a guest that's going to explain to us about World Down Syndrome Day. So I think you're going to enjoy it. So boys and girls, sit back and see if you know who this person is.
Hello, Wolfpack family. Miss Rebholz here to bring you our story of the day. Originally today, March 20th, we were scheduled to wear crazy socks to school. But does anybody know why? No, it's not a Dr. Seuss day, or in my case, often laundry day. But today we were wearing crazy socks to bring awareness to some very special and near to my heart people. Tomorrow, March 21st, is a day in which we recognize people living with Down syndrome. What is Down syndrome, you ask? Down syndrome is a syndrome that people are born with. There is absolutely nothing that anyone's done to cause it. Sometimes when a baby is developing, they are born with an extra chromosome. So, where everyone else has 20 chromosomes, they got a little extra and they have 21, which in my opinion just makes them extra cool. People born with Down syndrome are just like everyone else. Some people with Down syndrome will have similar features to others with Down syndrome, like they may be a little shorter and they may have similar shaped eyes. But most of all, they will look just like their brothers, sisters, moms, dads, just like we do. People with Down syndrome can understand and do things just like you. Some can have a hard time talking or writing or coloring or riding their bikes. Some can play instruments and play on your sports teams. I know someone who I love so much with Down syndrome who plays baseball, and he's really good at it. They like to hang out with their friends. They like to go to birthday parties and being included in your classroom and in your community, just like everyone else. They grow up, may go to college, work. They can live on their own, just like everyone else does. People with Down syndrome may learn a little slower in different ways. Just like others, they might run slower or not be able to do the monkey bars. Secret, I can't do the monkey bars either. They may write their letters differently or read slowly. Sometimes they have to work extra hard to do the same things you are doing. They might get confused about what to do, or they might have a hard time following directions, or they might have to leave the classroom with another teacher to help them practice some skills. Remember, people with Down syndrome can do the same things as others, but it might take a little more time and practice, especially when they're learning something new. So, here's the real question. How can you help someone with Down syndrome? The first thing you can do is by setting a good example. So be that role model in your classroom, in your community, who is doing the right thing, making the good choices, and the people around you, people who have Down syndrome, people who don't, will know this is what the expectations is. I should do this too. Be that example. You can offer a little bit of help and encouragement. You can fill their bucket. Do you know what that means? Filling someone's bucket isn't like you go around and you fill Spidey's bucket up with water, that kind of thing. But it's the same kind of idea. So you fill somebody's bucket by noticing the amazing things that they're doing, the qualities they have, and you tell them. Tell someone, you're doing a really great job. I see you over there trying to read that book, and I know it's hard, but you are doing an awesome job of trying. Or say, you know what? I see you over there standing in line meeting all the Flint Hill expectations, and you're doing an amazing job. You fill their bucket with nice things. So just like you, people with Down syndrome have different ways of learning, and you will see that you are more alike than different. We all have different abilities, strengths and weaknesses. It is not a bad thing to have a disability. Not at all. But it is a very bad thing to not see the ability of people with Down syndrome and what they can do. Everyone is great at stuff. Everyone has trouble with stuff. It is so important, no matter what, to always see the good. And people with Down syndrome are important in their families and communities and can do many great things. So I love several different people with Down syndrome. They are so important to me. Just like your parents and your families love you, they have parents and people who love them too. And it's important to remember that. You may right now know someone who has Down syndrome. I bet if you think about your interactions with this person, you will agree that they are pretty cool and not that different from you. If someone asks you why you're wearing crazy socks today, tell them about Down syndrome and help me raise awareness for the super cool people who are born with a little something extra. I miss you all, and I hope you are staying safe and that you are learning so much when you're at home, and I can't wait to see you all when we come back. See you later.
Welcome back, and thank you, Miss Rebels. That was a great illustration and also story and report on World Down Syndrome Day. We really do thank you for doing that. Miss Rebels always goes all out for us when we asked her to be on the news show and be one of our crew. So thank you again, Miss Rebels. We really do appreciate that. Now what I want to do is I want to send us to our guest reader who is also going to be familiar. Now, when this guest reader begins, she's going to say that this is for Miss Rebolt's class. But as I have told you before, when you put things on the internet, Miss Bates can find it. Okay, so I was able to get this link, and this is going to be used for our broadcast today. So it's going out to the entire Flint Hill staff and students and community. And we really do appreciate Miss Walker being a good sport about it, because I did check with her before I posted this, and she was a good sport about it and said this really wasn't her comfort level, but she was more than willing to let me post this. So I hope you enjoy Miss Walker, our assistant principal, reading The Napping House.
Okay, Miss Ripple's class, this is Miss Walker. I'm going to read you my favorite book, The Napping House. This is the cover. It's written by Audrey Wood and illustrated by Don Wood. Wonder if they're related. There's the title page. There is a house, a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And in that house, there is a bed, a cozy bed, in the napping house, where everyone is sleeping. In this book, I see a granny on a bed. It's a cozy bed. We're going to find out. And on that bed, there is a granny, a snoring granny on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. That's right. And on that granny, there is a child, a dreaming child, on a snoring granny on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. That's right. Y'all can say it with me. All right. And on that child, there is a dog, a dozing dog on a dreaming child on a snoring granny in a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that dog, there is a cat, a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that cat, there is a mouse, a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, in a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is, what are they doing? They're sleeping. Everyone is sleeping. And on their mouse, there is a flea. Can it be a wakeful flea? Uh-oh, that's gonna be trouble. On a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. Y'all see my pictures? A wakeful flea. Uh-oh. There it is. Right there is a teeny tiny flea. Do you see it? Who bites the mouse? Oh no. Uh-oh. Who scares the cat? Oh no. The cat is awake now. Look at that crazy cat. Who claws the dog? Oh my lands. Who thumps the child? Who bumps the granny? Uh-oh. She's not snoring anymore. Who breaks the bed? Uh-oh. What happened? Look at the color of the room. It's getting brighter, isn't it? It got really bright now. In a napping house where no one now is sleeping. Everybody's awake. And I hope you enjoyed my favorite book, The Napping House. And I hope you're having a great couple of days at home and doing lots and lots of work. See y'all soon.
Thank you, Miss Walker. We really enjoyed that. And thank you again for doing this for us. Before we move on to our silent reflection, I want to give some huge shout outs to some students that I've heard great things about. I've seen some of it on Facebook, and then the teachers have actually sent me some of this information. I want to send some shout outs, and then I think you'll understand why I chose the silent reflection picture that I chose. So today I want to give a great big shout out to Cale Craver. He's been working extremely hard in Miss Garner's class. Also, I'd like to give some shout outs to Miss Price, or Dr. Price's class, excuse me. She was telling me yesterday that she had several students join her on Zoom. And while they were on, they were talking, and they didn't want her to go. She was on there for almost an hour with them. Said they really enjoyed it, and they've been looking at the broadcast and watching it every day, and they really enjoyed it. And I really do appreciate it. It really touched my heart. You know, I do this because I like it. No, I don't like it. I love it. I'll be honest with you. I really do love doing this part of my job. So it's very special to me. And I'm glad that I get to work with the people that I get to work with. So here's some huge shout outs to some people that were on Zoom yesterday with Dr. Price. Kamari, Rylan, Marley, Cheyenne, Nikeria, and LaShannon. And good job, guys, for joining in and participating and continuing your learning. Having some more shout outs. I saw yesterday where Judd and Blair Repholz were working hard at their homeschooling. And yesterday was Judd's birthday, and he still had to work on schoolwork. So you don't even get a day off for your birthday. So happy belated birthday, Judd. Also, I had Dylan and Macy and Avery. I saw where they were working hard. Grace Fowler, she made a Lego theme park. It looked pretty awesome from what I could see online, and she's at home working hard. Her dad is taking the reins on that, I think, and she even had a virtual play date yesterday, and I thought that was pretty awesome. We also have Destiny Wyatt and Aaliyah, Alfords in Miss Vincent's class. They've been at home working hard. I've heard from several parents whose students were needing a little assistance in getting into Canvas, so I know they're working. I'm going to give a huge shout out to them because I hope that's what they're at home doing. That was Maddie Hughes, Aiden Height, Alani Bitten, and Blakely Shelton. So I know that if their parents are trying to get them in, I know they're working hard. Also heard from Miss Nelms, Raquel and Mikhail Mitchell. Their grandmother was trying to get them into Canvas, and she was needing a little assistance, and I believe I helped them through that. So those two gentlemen should be working hard also on their assignments, and that's great to see. So I think now you'll understand why I chose the next slide. So let's take a moment And let's pause for just a moment for a silent reflection. Thank you, boys and girls. This is the end of our show, but I just want to let you know that I do think you rock. Keep working hard. I'll see you Monday. I'm not going to make a broadcast Saturday and Sunday. We don't normally do that, but I will tell you this. I was talking to my husband last night, and I think he has agreed to help me with a special little project this weekend. So you may be getting a virtual field trip on Monday if things work out. We will not be in a gathering of anyone. Don't anybody think that I'm going somewhere where there's going to be a lot of people, because I'm taking this just as seriously as everyone else. It would just be the two of us, and I promise you we will try our best to stay safe as we want you to do. So in closing, the last things that I want to say is I just got an email that I saw. Zoom has been canceled for today. That was from Miss McKnight, and I wanted to pass that along to you. Also, if you did draw a picture of Pete the cat at the beach or anything, or if you wrote a story about it or whatever you did, I would love to have those if you could send those to me. I'm sure Dr. DiNardo would also like to. So if you did do anything, please send that to Dr. DiNardo or myself. Our emails are bates.anson@newton.k12.ga.us and also DiNardo.lynn with an E at newton.k12.ga.us. I do have one picture for Dr. DiNardo that my granddaughter drew. I'm going to have to get that for her. Probably not exactly what she's looking for, but she's only 3, so guys, have a great weekend. Stay safe. We miss you. We're thinking about you, and we love you. We will see you on Monday.